Remember the merge? Ethereum went all in on proof of stake,
Yeah,
promised a greener crypto future and all that, but did it actually work?
right.
Like, what's happened in the whole Bitcoin versus Ethereum battle since then?
Hmm.
Well, get this. Matthew Cratter, total Bitcoin guy, he says proof of work might actually still be king.
Interesting.
So let's dive into his analysis, see what's what.
Yeah, the thing is, what I find really interesting about Cratter's take is he doesn't just like make these vague claims,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got the data, he's crunching the numbers.
Okay.
For example, he points out that Bitcoin has actually outperformed Ethereum, and by a significant margin since the merge.
Wait, really? By how much are we talking
We're
here?
talking a 212% increase for Bitcoin compared to Ethereum's 51%.
Whoa.
Now look, of course,
Yeah.
got to be careful, right?
Right.
Market, that's a complex beast.
Sure.
Always multiple factors at play, never just one thing.
Right.
But this trend that Cratter's highlighting, it's definitely, it raises eyebrows, let's put it that way.
It does, yeah, for sure. So think about that for a second, for everyone listening. If you'd put your money on Bitcoin right before the merge, you'd be laughing all the way to the bank right now, basically.
For sure.
It really challenges the whole idea that proof of stake is like the be-all, end-all, at least, when we're talking about market value. Okay, so before we go any further, remind me, for like our listeners who are just tuning in, what's the difference again between proof of work and proof of stake?
All right, so proof of work, PoW, it's basically like this huge computational race.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Think of it like, those old mining towns.
Yeah.
But instead of digging for gold, you're digging for Bitcoin.
Okay.
It takes a ton of computer power, which means, of course, big energy bills.
Yeah.
Now, proof of stake,
Yeah.
that's different. It's more like having a VIP membership. Hold on to a bunch of the cryptocurrency, Ethereum in this case,
Yeah.
and you become part of the system that validates transactions.
Okay.
Way, way less energy intensive.
Got it. So Ethereum went with the quote-unquote eco-friendly option, but now Cratter's saying that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't the smartest move?
Yeah, and it's not even just about the price difference. See, Cratter, he's arguing that proof of stake,
Yeah.
it could actually end up making crypto, well, a lot like traditional fiat currency.
You mean like the dollar, the euro, all that?
Exactly. See, his concern is that proof of stake, it centralizes things.
Yeah.
It concentrates power in the hands of those who already have the wealthiest holders, basically,
I see.
which kind of goes against, that whole decentralization thing that made cryptocurrency so revolutionary in the first place.
Yeah. It's like, imagine trying to join this exclusive club, but your voting power depends on how fat your wallet is. Not exactly the egalitarian future,
Right.
we were all promised. And it gets even more interesting when you bring in like the whole environmental angle. Didn't Greenpeace, the environmental warriors, didn't they support Ethereum's move to proof of stake?
They did. They were very publicly for it.
Yeah.
And they have been really hammering on Bitcoin about its energy consumption.
Right.
But here's the thing. Here's where Cratter throws this curveball.
Okay.
He points out that Bitcoin mining, all that energy use,
Yeah.
it's roughly the same as what Tesla uses.
Yeah.
And you don't see Greenpeace calling for a Tesla boycott, do you? So it really makes you wonder, is there a bit of a double standard going on there?
It's an interesting point. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this part totally blew my mind. Cratter brings up this case study, right? There's this thing called Bitcoin POS.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's Bitcoin, but proof of stake.
Okay.
And guess what? It
Yeah.
crashed and burned. We're talking down 99.66% since 2020.
Wow. That's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder about proof of stake if even, Bitcoin can't make it work.
Right.
But, got to be careful, right? One example doesn't mean the whole thing's doomed.
Sure.
Bitcoin POS is a small project, and maybe there were other things going on.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Still, definitely something to think about.
Oh, absolutely. And then, he also brings up Ripple and their whole thing with the SEC, which
Well, yes, right.
even with their recent, legal wins, XRP, it's still way behind Bitcoin.
Yeah, and this all loops back to Cratter's central argument. That despite the challenges, despite the energy concerns, the way Bitcoin's proof-of-work system is set up, that decentralized structure,
Yeah.
it might actually be more resilient in the long run.
Interesting.
He quotes Michael Saylor, who called Bitcoin's proof-of-work system a swarm of cyber hornets.
A swarm of what?
Cyber hornets.
Okay.
Constantly adapting, evolving.
I kind of like that. Yeah, okay, I see what they mean. So, like, it's spread out, it's harder to disrupt.
Exactly.
Constantly buzzing around, adjusting to changes. Okay, I'm with you. So where does all this leave us then?
Well, it leaves us with a lot to think about, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what if, and this is a big what if, but what if those energy concerns around proof of work, what if those could be addressed?
Right.
Could we see a resurgence? Could proof of work even become the dominant system again? I don't know. But the whole debate, it raises these really fascinating questions about the future of cryptocurrency, you know?
Yeah, it really feels like, those wild early days of the internet. No one knows what's going to happen. So much possibility.
Exactly. So exciting.
It is. Well, there you have it, everyone. A deep dive into the proof of work versus proof of stake showdown, thanks to Matthew Cratter.
Great article.
And hey, next time you find yourself in a heated crypto conversation, you'll be ready.
Yeah, you'll be armed and ready.
Exactly. All right, until next time, everyone.